coming in the air
Can
tonight.
you feel it?
Hold on.
Do you smell Halloween in the air?
I do.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Do you
It's
hear-
like burnt cinnamon and paganism
Do you hear the skeletons in the attic?
in the closet.
The clickety
mostly.
clack
Yeah.
of skeletons.
The skulls as they roll down the street.
All right, where are we going with this, buddy?
What?
The horror most foul.
Horror?
Wow.
The macabre.
Are you going to start just quoting Vincent Price from Thriller
Yeah,
at
yeah.
this point?
I was
the
actually-
funk of 40,000 years.
I
Is
was-
that come next?
yeah.
I mean, I was gonna try to do like a Svengoolie or like a fucking like a count from like the Sesame Street, you know?
Just a shitty
yeah,
Bella.
yeah, trying to. But I mean, it's Halloween and we're still celebrating.
I love
so
it.
fucking
I
whatever.
celebrate it all year long, probably more than most people celebrate it in October. But in
I know.
October, it becomes an acute case of Halloweenitis.
Yeah.
especially around here because it's starting to actually turn kind of
All the leaves
fall-ish
are
a
getting
little
crispy.
bit.
Things are falling.
Yeah, I mean, you get like a 90-degree day, and then you get like a frost at night, and then you get like
Which is like, it's like assassin to leaves.
Oh,
That-
it's
that
terrible,
kind of
yeah.
that like that
Totally.
bright hot day and that frigid night.
No, I know,
It
it's
makes
kinda
like
sucks.
insta autumn. I know it's almost too quick. You almost want it to last. It's almost like, you know, the good sex of autumn. It's like, did you really just blow your entire autumn load last night?
Yeah.
Trees everywhere.
It's pretty
Yeah.
much a month now.
Staying power. Learn it.
yeah.
Sad.
Well, you know,
Sad, Mark.
you know, but we are going to keep our spirits up
Always.
for the evil in celebration of Halloween.
Wow.
Yeah.
Keep their spirits up for evil.
I don't
Yeah,
I don't know if
exactly.
I specifically associate Halloween with evil. It is definitely the macabre, as you say.
It is.
It is a yawning chasm of macabre.
I have,
Yeah.
I have my devil lock is ready at any point to be unleashed. Boom. Keep my hair like that for a reason.
We're just going to keep it alive.
Oh, all right.
No one knows that.
I know. It's your secret devil lock.
It is. I keep a secret devil lock that no one knows about. My hair is specifically cut this way. I know you guys don't know this, but it's specifically cut this way so that I have a fucking devil lock if I need to have one.
Like in emergency situations.
And you don't know when you're
Do you
gonna
break the glass?
You
and
do,
use
yeah.
the moose?
Exactly. I do too.
The moose.
The kids
Use
love
the
it when I
moose?
fucking do it. Yeah, they fucking
All
love
right.
it.
I think
So,
I can do a double lock
Yeah,
too.
we can all do devil locks.
I
Rob
could do
can't,
a reverse devil lock.
you could
I
do
could
one
use
in
the
your
beard
beard,
and make
yeah.
it
I've
go
got
up
a
my
sneaky
face.
Wolverine too.
No, you did a sneaky
You've seen the
Wolverine.
sneaky
I have
Wolverine.
seen sneaky Wolverine.
He picked me up to see X2 and it came out, and I showed up with fucking Wolverine. And I'm like, let's do it. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh man.
See?
The sneaky reen. Come on.
Sneaky
Sneaky
Reen.
Reen.
Nice. So, hello and welcome to the Kryptonaut Podcast. I am Mark Storrs, and of course, with me as always is
Grass.
and
Rob Morphy.
that wasn't a bad intro. It wasn't too terrible.
You know, we've
getting
been
better.
We've been beating October down, but it's because we really love it.
Yeah,
we
it's
beat
our
the
shit.
things we love. Not physically. That's an
Wow.
ugly analogy. But we hound the things we love.
Jeez.
We really embrace loving the things we love to the point where others might be uncomfortable. I can't make this better.
No, you can't.
I'm only going to dig
you
this hole
went
deeper.
to domestic violence.
I honestly had no intention
It's
of
okay.
doing that.
Listen. We can come out of this. You know how we can come out of this?
How?
By doing some promo for ourselves and our friends. Yeah.
Promo
Some
that problem.
promo. All right, so patreon.com/Kryptonaut Podcast. Check that out. $1, a shout out, $5, a shout out, and some bonus audio. Pretty dope. Check it out. Thank y'all for this. Support us. We love it. We appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Our Facebook fan group is fucking dope.
They are
It's
dope.
I
fun.
love it. It's so much fun. Thank y'all for everyone that's in there. It's so cool. I appreciate it. Rob appreciates it. Chris appreciates it. We all appreciate you.
We all appreciate it.
It's dope.
Truth.
It's fun. You guys can attest real quick. This is like an internet controversy. How many White Claws did I drink in front of you guys? Like
Jeez.
one?
I'm like partial.
Yeah.
A partial.
We all had.
Okay.
I didn't finish
All right.
mine.
No, none
You
of us
fin-
finished it because
The
it
same.
tasted like
Okay.
sulfur farts and regret.
Regret.
Suddenly I'm fucking
What's
elbow
up? No
floyd.
way.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying to stop the
Brooklyn
memes
Flood.
for White Claws with Mark. I'm just saying.
Wow.
I only had one, but I'm getting memed. So
You did
it's
bring
okay.
White Claw
Yeah,
to the pod.
right.
No,
You're
I
like, this is
did.
what we're doing,
Yeah,
brothers.
exactly.
I'm like,
yeah.
all right.
Grow
I
up,
was
grow
actually
up.
at a little get together about a week ago, and someone's like, "Hey, we got these in the fridge. We're trying to get rid of them." I said, "You're not trying hard enough. You aren't going to use me for that purpose."
You know, what's funny is my wife, Nicole, actually tonight, she was like, hey, are you going to bring the White Claws for the boys? Because I don't want them. I'm like, oh, no. You made this bed. You will lie in it.
Oh, she's done now.
I thought
Oh,
she
yeah.
liked them.
I did
she
too.
loved them. That was her summer jam. Not anymore.
Well, it's October.
Doesn't matter. Pumpkin
Stop.
spice White Claw.
Oh, is it really?
Nah.
Oh.
There's a meme. I don't think it really is, but.
God.
Can't
So,
be.
but Keep those memes coming. I do appreciate them. They're fucking hilarious. We had a listener fucking just cracking a White Claw. I'm like, this one's for you, Mark. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. It's terrible.
I wish
sorry.
they weren't filthy. I thought they'd be innocuous seltzer
No, they're
booze.
garbage.
Yeah, that's me too.
It is sulfur nightmare.
The time of the White Claw is over. T-Public recently did not know this. That
Yeah.
we have pins and magnets for sale.
Yes.
Well, aren't they supposed to consult us?
I don't.
No,
think
they
so.
just put our stuff
just
on
put-
stuff.
Yeah, they just put our shit
put
on
our
shit.
shit
Also,
on
whenever they have
like a
new
mug.
stuff, it just is translated to this new medium.
We can.
I think so.
That's awesome.
We can like pick and choose like what we want to put out there, but they activated the pins and the magnets, and I saw like some orders. I'm like, what the fuck's this magnet for?
I love the idea. Of
I went and
magnets.
looked, and I'm like, oh shit, we got magnets. So, but they're there, they're dope. It's our
I'm gonna
T-Public
put
shop.
this out
so.
for the listeners. If you want a series of magnets, I have a ridiculous amount of artwork that is going to find no other purpose.
Specifically
Okay.
for magnets.
Do it.
Or stickers, I guess, but magnets
Yeah.
would
That
be so much
size.
cooler. Yeah. So if that's something you guys are interested in, like case-specific, pod-related
All right.
magnet
We can do it.
material,
We can totally do it.
All right.
All right. Well, let us know what kind of magnets or stickers or pins you would like to see. The pins are there too. The pins are just regular circle pins. They look cool. I mean, some people bought them. If you bought any of the magnets, pins, or stickers, it goes for shirts too. Just send us pictures of it because we'd like to see the merch out there, and it helps
Yeah,
us.
let us know if they're good or like
do
how,
we even know what they look like?
No,
how
we
good
don't.
they
We're
are.
flying
really
blind.
prefer to design that.
Well,
yeah.
we're flying blind.
All right.
There's already been orders placed, Rob. This is the
Nothing we
thing.
can do.
We're living it.
All right.
This is what happens when you run a small business
That you-
via a print-to-order company. So you
Jesus,
take
I know.
chances.
fueled with alcohol.
Yeah.
You take chances. Okay,
Exactly.
that's
So
fair.
we're taking a chance. So yeah, but those are there. They look cool. So pins, magnets, and stickers. T-Public, which actually you can get to if you go to hellerspace.com.
You sure as fudge can.
Hellerspace.com will bring you there. There is all that. So real quick before we get started with this week's episode, I wanted to give a shout out to our buddy Adam Benedict over there at the Pine Barrens Institute. He recently put out a book.
Yes, he did.
I have it here in my hand. It is Monsters in Print, a collection of curious creatures known mostly from newspapers, and it is a big-ass book.
That's really thick book.
It's a huge book.
It's beautifully designed. I'll
It
say.
looks great. It
Like
looks super cool.
the cover's gorgeous. The back flap is phenomenal. But the content really seems marvelous.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the first crack at it. Mark is sweet, and he's donating it to my Mind cause. And I am sure we are going to get scads of content, all of which will be cited, of course.
Totally.
But congratulations, Adam. Pick this up. It's really fascinating. It's all monsters that were documented in some publication or another, and it starts back in the 1800s and goes into the 20th century. So I mean, probably there's going to be future volumes to come.
Yeah.
But this is a really fascinating and thick ass beginning. So do what you can to support him and his work, and I'm super stoked to read it myself.
And again, that is Monsters in Print by Adam Benedict. It is available on Amazon. And again, the Pine Barrens Institute, check his site out. He's doing a ton of great work over there.
Yeah.
Ton. So much cool stuff happening there. So check that out. So shout outs to Adam, shout outs to his book. Let's get started with this week's episode. This has been talked about a couple of times, us doing this topic. We're going to go into this kind of, this is going to be like a primer. This is going to be like an intro. Rob's going to
Absolutely.
explain all this. I'm just
Yep.
going to shut up and tell everyone what it is. You obviously know what it is because when you saw the episode posted up, you saw black-eyed kids.
Yeah.
But
So all you've basically been doing is like, one of these guys going to fucking start talking about
Hey, whatever.
the subject
listen,
in hand.
dude, it's fucking Halloween. There's pumpkins. There's fucking candy corn that
I-
nobody likes. There's
I like
shit.
candy corn.
I kind of like candy
guys
corn,
are
yeah.
fucking
Plus, you got to make the
monsters.
fangs. You
You're-
need the candy corn fangs.
Yeah, it's like saying I
You
don't
guys
like sugar.
both have severe tooth issues happening right now.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean
listen,
I can't like candy
we
corn.
don't eat Halloween all year round.
If you put a candy corn in that right there,
Yeah.
you're gonna fucking blow your mind apart.
That's true.
Do me a favor.
I've been in a lot of mouth
You had a
agony
baby
lately.
vamp tooth recently.
It's fixed.
Put a candy corn in it.
Listen, we all currently have tooth issues. Do Pod Dad a favor and just lay off the fucking the candy corn. Okay?
Wow.
Get it.
Yeah. No, don't.
I haven't even been
Get the
eating
one with-
solids all week. This is the first beer I've had in I don't know how long.
Exactly.
I'll lay off at least until the 28th.
Black-eyed kids.
Right on.
Let's get started with black-eyed kids are a bizarre and terrifying phenomena.
Indeed.
That seem to dwell in that nebulous void between demonology, cryptozoology, ufology, and the paranormal. For decades, tales of chilling encounters with these sinister beings have emerged. insinuating themselves into the subconscious of the human race and leaving millions both perplexed and horrified by the implications of those undeniably evil entities.
Undeniably evil.
If you tried to deny it, you'd look like a
My
fool.
voice cracked for some reason during there because I
That's
think
all
I
right,
was
you
I was trying to
paraded your way
breathe.
through it.
Yeah, you know.
That's okay.
You said the words. We felt the feelings.
I'm 38 and I'm still going through puberty. It's been a tough time. My bush is weird. All right, there. Thank you.
Wow.
All right. So, as Mark kind of explained a second ago, the core of the info that is in use here is from an article I wrote for Mysterious Universe back in 2011.
Yeah, I forgot how long ago this article was written.
So when I first wrote this article, it was like still an emerging phenomenon. Like it had been going on for the better part of a decade, or just over a decade actually, but it still wasn't like a well-known thing. It hadn't become super popular.
Yeah, this is sort of fairly new. Like when we were started American Monsters, this wasn't around.
Oh no.
No, this is
Well, it was. No,
well,
I mean it was.
I mean,
the initial events had occurred, but they were not well known.
Yeah, it wasn't
in
like
the
published
culture.
super well at the time.
Yeah, in paranormal or
yeah.
crypto culture or whatever.
So this is like breaking new ground here.
So like you say, think of this more of like a Black Eyed Kids 101.
Exactly.
This is going to introduce you to the opening of the phenomenon, and then yes, of course, eventually we are going to do the sequel, which will, I guess, talk about the broader implications and more modern encounters.
Black Eyed Kids Part 2 at some point, and we'll, continue on with 3, 4 until they take Manhattan, they're in space,
Oh, my God.
and then they're, Black Eyed Kids X. We're going to follow
Really?
Yeah, no, that's the pattern.
Yeah, we're going to follow the fucking Friday the 13th trajectory
Black
until we
Eyed
get to the
Kids
fucking
go to hell.
reboot. Yeah,
Black Eyed Kids fight Freddy.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
They might actually win.
They could.
They're so hipstery.
Is there going to be like a Roy,
Yeah,
is there going to be
right.
like a Roy Burns? I'm going to save that theory for later.
Oh,
yeah, that's
all
for all
right,
your
yeah.
Friday the
Put a
13th
pause in.
fans out.
All right. Holy free holies.
All right. Well, Chris just
We
cracked
just
a
got Nitro
fucking
Pumpkin.
beard. Yeah.
To begin with, let's paint a picture. It's late, it's dark, and you're in the middle of nowhere. Perhaps you're walking down a lonely stretch of moonlit road or stuck in a desolate parking lot trying to get your car started. Maybe you're nestled in the warmth of your own bed reading yourself to sleep. Whatever the circumstance, you find yourself alone in an isolated locale when you are suddenly startled by a sharp knock at your window or a gentle scratching at the door.
Oh.
Surprised, you look up from your steering wheel, reach for the knob, or cautiously pull back the curtain to see, wait for it, a pair of gaunt, trendily dressed male children with a dusky, somewhat greenish pallor staring at you.
Trendy.
Trendy.
I mean, no.
Sounds pretty anticlimactic.
No,
Right?
because as soon as you see the kids, you're like, "Fuck this."
Well, but it just seems
Well,
like...
maybe it could be. Look, hipsters.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, all right, could be.
But wait, these aren't your average ordinary scallywags. These adolescents have something horribly wrong with them. Something none of the observers notice at first glance. It's never something you see right out the gate. You think you would. It's their fucking eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, see?
Well, it would be cinematically inelegant to notice it right off the bat. Be like, oh, this is fucked up. Out of here. Credits.
It would be cinematically inelegant, but if this were a movie, it would be... you would have no choice but to see it first thing.
True.
It's interesting that all these other details emerge, at least in every account I've read so far, and the eyes are not the first thing. After an initial sense of unease, you abruptly notice that these kids lack the simple white corneas and colorful irises typical of human beings.
People.
Universal to human beings,
yeah, it's
really.
kind of important.
More
Like
than
when you
typical.
meet someone, you're like, you notice that they have big black void holes for fucking eyes.
You think
yeah,
you would.
It's creepy.
And in their place, they have a pair of, as Mark said, big black shark-like eyes. Twin pools of abysmal darkness that inspire abject, almost irrational horror in all who have stared into them and lived to tell the tale.
Oh.
What's worse is that these odd youths aren't content to just scare you and continue on their merry way. No, they are insistent that you help them. They stare through you, not just at you, with those jet black eyes and demand that you let them into your car and give them a ride home, or that they be allowed into your house to use the phone. Their stories seem benign, but their agendas may be anything but. The most horrifying aspect of all of this is that those who claim to have encountered these devils swear that they've had to actively resist the temptation to do their bidding, as if their very voices carried some sort of insidious hypnotic influence.
These pushy little assholes.
They really are.
Yeah.
Are they pushy? Are we weak? Are we weak
No,
as a
I think
species?
they're just being fucking
Are
pushy.
they mesmery?
No, it's like
That's
when
what I mean.
It's
Is it like a
when you
Jedi mind trick? And if you're
Could
like
be.
strong-willed, then you can defeat them.
Could be.
Sith is the dills.
Yeah, or they just do the whole fucking wave, and you're just like, yeah, nothing to see here.
No, these are not the droids you want.
How many, real quick, how many fucking stormtroopers were around that were like, what the fuck you doing, dude? Why you letting that guy go? Did he really Jedi mind trick the whole fucking squad that was the whole platoon?
You know, I
There's a
feel like
fucking shitload of them.
I feel like they trust all the individual components of the squad to do their job. So if they assume
You know
he's
why?
letting him go,
Pauldron,
oh,
Yep,
respect the pauldron.
commander.
Okay.
Well, duh.
Accounts of black-eyed kids, or BEKs as they were almost instantly dubbed, have been popping up all over the internet for the better part of 2 decades. But unlike most other legends of supernatural beings, the reports can be traced back to a specific moment in time.
So we're going to talk about the very first account.
It's rare. Like the Chupacabra has this honor,
Right.
and very few
Yeah.
other things.
But this is the very first known account.
No, at least reported.
All right.
On January 16th, 1998, journalist Brian Bethel claimed that while he was sitting in his parked car, he was suddenly approached by 2 boys. Bethel described the kids in what would become prototypical BEK fashion as stylish, olive-skinned kids. That Mediterranean,
You know
look.
what?
Yes.
You're looking at him right here, buddy.
Yeah. Are ya?
You like that? Yeah.
You do look like an olive.
I do. Yeah. I got great. Ever since I got my skin taken care of, my face not melting anymore. You guys notice? Looking a little bit better. Not so bad.
You're
not so
handsome
Ted
up.
Kennedy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
I never
Yeah.
thought you were that
Not so
bad.
Baron Harkonnen.
Yeah, yeah, I really did. I hit a Harkonnen face. It was terrible. Just booze and depression, wearing it on my face.
Floating around like a dick.
Oh, dude for life. The boys asked Bethel for a ride home, explaining that they'd been on their way to the movies but had forgotten their money. Bethel claimed that he was overwhelmed by an inexplicable fight or flight response, but was nevertheless tempted to allow the boys entrance into his vehicle. Somehow he resisted the urge, which seemed to only agitate the boys, who grew ever more adamant that they be allowed into the car. It was then that Bethel finally noticed their coal-black eyes, whereupon he was paralyzed with fear. Understandable reaction.
Again,
Sure.
pushy little assholes with shark eyes.
Yeah.
It's not good.
The black-eyed beings seemed to realize that their window of opportunity was closing, and their demands reached a fever pitch, at which point Bethel collected his wits, started his engine, and promptly left the scene and the bizarre youths behind. Although there are some who claim to have had confrontations with similar entities prior to 1998, Bethel's report stands as the first official account of the BEKs, and thus the saga of these strange creatures began.
I would like to know earlier accounts just to see how far back this goes.
And it's hard
Well,
to
sure.
know.
Well, yeah,
but-
I mean,
because the
were they on the
internet-
Mayflower? What were they doing?
Is a fuckhole. Yeah.
Yeah,
Were they
yeah.
coming over for
They could have been
religious
with
freedom?
fucking Columbus. You don't know.
The thing is,
could have been.
I don't believe in at least paranormal lore. There are tons of examples of this. Now, I'm not saying that there have never been black-eyed entities. I'm
Right.
sure there's scads of them. But in terms of behaving this way, being basically either young teenage males or even younger, like boys, and insisting on entrance, I think that's unique.
Being real
to this.
Yeah.
being real pushy assholes about everything.
Real douches.
Which kids, and listen, kids are amazing and they're great, but they also can be real pushy assholes.
True. So
Just
it's
saying.
not necessarily like they're acting out in a particularly paranormal way.
Not really,
Though
no.
I can't recall ever being accosted by your average kid for a ride or
No.
any of the other kind of entrances we will be dealing with in moments here.
All right.
Okay. It wasn't long before others, perhaps inspired by Bethel's revelation, came forward to tell of their own terrifying encounters with these beings. One of the most harrowing reports concerns an avid outdoorsman on a solo camping trip who would be forever scarred by his run-in with the BEKs. The unlucky fellow first encountered the wiry teens inside a men's room of a gas station that he had stopped by on the way to his campsite. And that's the first red flag.
Already a problem.
Yeah. Although the boys were not physically menacing, the man felt a surge of terror rush up his spine as they approached him, asking for a ride. Much like Bethel before, he was tempted to comply before noticing their inky black orbs. Before giving in to their repeated requests, he managed to tear himself away, burst out of the restroom, run blindly for his car, and drive away in a panic. The fear subsided almost immediately as he barreled away from the gas station, and the rugged naturalist felt foolish that he had let himself become so intimidated by a pair of kids wearing what he assumed were contact lenses.
Well, yeah, you kind of got to be like, really, these fucking Hot Topic little fucking shits got me all scared, got me all worked.
That's what it was
fucking go back.
Got me running out of the shitter in a blind panic.
Yeah.
And now I'm driving to my campsite.
Fucking
thinking,
running away.
What a punk ass.
Yeah, they punked him.
They totally did.
They did.
Before arriving at his campsite, the outdoorsman grew weary and decided to turn in for the night. He came upon an isolated expanse of forest and made his way down a dirt road through a thick tangle of trees before finding a small clearing next to a lonely lake. The man set up his tent and rolled out his sleeping bag, never suspecting that he would be in for one of the longest nights of his life. No sooner had the camper started drifting off to sleep than he heard a scratching noise on the thin stretch of nylon that separated him from the darkness outside. He sat up with a bolt, wondering if some animal had infiltrated his campsite. That's when he suddenly heard the same voices that he'd heard in the men's room hours before and miles away.
They're fucking back.
In this hunk of nowhere.
Yeah.
This wooded hunk of fucking nothing. The same cold rush of fear oozed through his veins as he tried to figure out how they'd managed to track him down. He knew he hadn't been followed by any cars, and there's no way they could have managed to walk all this way. The chilling voices hovered outside, begging to be let in from the cold. The man spent a sleepless night huddled in the center of his tent, and that's exactly what you would do. You don't even want to touch the
Don't
sides.
even go near
they
the
could
edge.
just brush against you, and then you would have douche chills for the rest of your life. It'd be horrible. So he's in the middle of his fucking tent, doing his best to ignore their pleas for shelter, all the while convinced that at any second they were going to burst in on him and end his life. So here's an example of what is happening. They're making a request. They're not doing it.
They're just saying, let us in.
They're
We're
just
cold.
saying, let us in.
Yeah.
Or give us a ride home because we forgot our movie money. These are the two accounts we've heard so far. We're going to hear some similar ones. And adult men who, would seem like they could handle a couple of teens
Are just terrified.
are just mortally horrified by what these things are doing. So it's almost like an instinctive thing.
All right.
It's weird. As dawn broke, the voices finally faded. Terrified by what he might find, the man eventually found the courage to poke his head outside and was relieved to discover that he was once again on his own. He packed frenziedly and left post-haste, vowing to never camp alone again. First off, that should have been your protocol to begin with.
Yeah, why would you camp alone?
Are you nuts?
Has he
How fucking
never seen a
crazy
horror
is
film?
that?
I wouldn't set up a tent in my backyard.
No, I wouldn't either.
Like 10 feet into the woods. I'd be like,
Danger Will Robinson. That's some fucked up shit.
If I'm in my car, if I'm going to sleep in my car, different. Car, we call that car camping.
Car camping.
But it's different. You're locked in a car.
Yeah.
And you're fine.
Well,
that's still scapped.
I suppose glass
You've never
and
gone
steel.
You've never gone car camping?
Why would I do that?
Mark and I have gone car camping.
Actually, Rob and I have car camped. Yeah, it's not bad.
Glass and steel is a little more protective than thin strips of nylon or tarp or
Yeah,
whatever
but
the
man,
fuck.
you're
That's
laying there and
true.
one of these little fucking assholes comes. He's like, "Hey, Rob, I'm cold. Let me come in and cuddle." And he wants to fucking
no.
hang out. Yeah, and you're like, "No," and he's like, "No, really, let me in." And he's fucking big black eyes, and then I'm mesmerized, and I can't wake up, and I'm stuck in some weird fucking sleep. And you're like, "Mark, get up," and I'm like, "I fucking can't, motherfucker." And I'm just laying there. Then what?
I don't think that's a side effect of the black-eyed kids.
No.
Okay,
I
true.
think all I would have to do is prevent you from opening the door.
Okay.
Which I would do by knocking you the fuck out.
Oh, well,
because it would be to
wow,
save
really?
our lives.
Friends?
No,
Really?
dude, if
Yeah,
you were
you have to die.
mesmered by the
I have to
black-eyed
die?
kids, no, I
Jesus
wasn't going to kill you. I wasn't even going to really try to render you on.
You
'cause
don't
can't
want
really
to, but you have to.
punch somebody out and not kind of take a chance on making them mentally disabled.
That's what I'm saying.
So I guess I would just bear hug you mightily.
All right.
You're gonna
for
get
the rest of the
Rob's
night.
going to smother you into the next dimension.
All right. Well, I mean, in my
Yeah, no, I'm going to, of Mice and Men, I'm going to pull a full-on Lenny and hold you.
I love you so much.
Until you don't want to kill yourself with
So
these
you're-
fucking demonic apparitions.
you're Lenny and I'm the rabbit.
That's the way it always works in the end, buddy.
It is.
That's how our story always ends.
You knew it was going to come to that.
That's our relationship. We're
Oh,
like,
shit.
they're like, look at the lights, Mark. Go
Dude,
sleep.
it's inevitable. One day the monitor is going to show up to you guys and be like, "That's the deal."
The monitor.
This is what must
Good
happen.
call. The fucking monitor.
It's inevitable.
To save his life.
Where's Psycho Pirate when you
steal
fucking
his
need him?
life,
God damn
Psycho
it.
Pirate.
Where's Psycho Pirate?
It would be erroneous to assume that one must venture out to be targeted by BEKs. Another encounter concerning a woman named Adele proves that the relative safety of one's home is not a deterrent for these opaque-eyed adolescents. She described the encounter thusly.
Did
and
she
we will
sing
go
it?
to the words. Yes. Sing it.
Go to her. I
Yeah,
can't
definitely.
sing Adele. I really can't.
South
because-
Pacific style.
Yeah, I can. And I do love Adele. She's awesome. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I was sitting in my bedroom reading a book when it was about 11 p.m. I heard a knocking, a slow, constant knocking. That's fucked up. That's
Yeah,
you don't know
right.
what he wants to.
Yeah, no, it sucks.
Yeah, no.
That's just a
No.
shit show.
I'm already scared.
Yeah, I don't like it. That's horrible. I got out of bed to see what it was. I looked out of the window and to my surprise saw two children. I opened the window and asked them what they wanted at this time of night, or in general at your fucking bedroom window.
What are you doing
period.
here?
Yeah, this isn't
first of all-
Salem's Lot. Salem's Lot.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
totally.
seriously.
The worst
Scarred me for
made-for-TV
life.
horror moment
Yeah, this is my
ever.
bedroom. This is my window. Fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. They replied by stating simply, "Let us in," which is, again, right out of, well, let the right one in and Salem's Lot.
Right.
Fucking vamps.
I said no, and then asked what for. It's nice, probing a little bit. "We want to use your bathroom," was their reply. I was quite shocked that children of about 10 years old wanted to use a stranger's bathroom at that time of night. There's a lot of things that don't click there.
When kids
Yeah.
are knocking on
I'm not
your...
sure any reason would have sufficed.
No,
to be,
I can't even.
No.
Like, maybe like we just jumped out of a white van and he's after us.
Oh,
and
yeah,
must
if
let us
there's
into Columbus.
danger, yeah.
Then you're like, okay, let the 10-year-olds
come in. Yeah, but
I
if they're
mean,
like,
I mean,
hey,
a normal excuse
lady,
like,
I
"Can you
gotta-
borrow some sugar."
Yeah. Jesus. Or it's 11 o'clock. They're knocking like, hey, lady, I got to take a shit. Like, well, you're fucking 10. I don't know what to tell you. Fuck off. Like,
Wow.
go in the woods.
Is that your response? You're 10. I don't know what to tell you. No, wait, I do.
Fuck off. Go in the woods.
you know that I'm a parent. You know that. So
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So this is what Adele continued. I told them no, closed the window, but looked at them through the glass. I glanced at their eyes, and I have never, ever seen eyes like them. They were black, completely black. I got the feeling of evil and unhappiness. No, it's one is like this overwhelming indictment, and other one's like, well, I guess that would go hand in hand.
yeah, I mean, they're not going to have like super dark black eyes and be like, they're happy. They're good
But
kids.
they could, no, evil could cause a great deal of joy in the creature or person.
Well,
doing
apparently
the
there was
evil.
on-
Well, yeah,
there
that
was
is a
unhappiness.
subjective thing depending on who is describing what evil or good is. That's
True.
really
Well,
complicated. but-
yes, designating something as evil is also subjective. Recognizing it to be an unhappy evil,
Yeah.
that's a whole other level of subjectivity.
Yeah, that's really weird.
And she went on to say, "This feeling surrounded me. It was horrible." The report does not state whether or not Adele managed to fall asleep that night or any night thereafter, because how the fuck?
That's weird.
Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you're, I mean, I've read myself to sleep almost every night of my adult and childhood life. That's what I like to do. But once there's the knocking on the window, and
Yeah.
I've had window knockings, and sometimes it's a really awesome thing, like you're invited to a party. Sometimes it's a booty call. Sometimes it's a weird fucking neighbor, and it sketches you out. Regardless,
One
falling
time
asleep
wasn't
quickly.
it? Okay, so
Yeah,
real
I've
quick,
never had a
one
weird
time
one.
wasn't it your sister telling you about 9/11?
It absolutely
It just
was.
happened. So you were like woken up like, Rob, it's happening. You're like, let's do this.
No, she was there with my little nephew who was, oh my God, I mean, he must have been 4 at the time, and my niece who was a baby. And she knocked on the window, and in no way dismissing the horror of it all, this is what she said to me. Rob, you have to wake up. Terrorists are attacking America. I, being good and properly hungover, which is going to come as a shock to everyone, just sat up and said, oh, I'm going to need some coffee for this. Come to the front door. At which point they went around the front door.
But is that when your Red Dawn moment started?
Oh, yeah.
Is that
totally.
when you were like Wolverines? We're going to do it?
I knew we had to stand and deliver.
You haven't stopped since.
Never once.
No.
I am C. Thomas Howell.
You are a fucking true patriot.
Keeps me warm.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah, that's one of them. Regardless, falling back asleep is usually not an option.
Never.
At least not right away.
No, never.
Okay. And as if infiltrating private property were not disconcerting enough, apparently military security is also no obstacle for these entities, as one Marine who was stationed at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, can attest.
They can even infiltrate our fucking military?
Easily, apparently. In November of 2009, an unnamed Marine was up late watching a movie in the infantry barracks where he lived. Being the weekend, all of his cohorts were either out partying or already asleep. So when he heard a knock at the door, he assumed it was just his roommate who had a habit of forgetting his keys. When he opened the door, the Marine would receive the shock of his young life, for it was not his buddy standing in the walkway, but a pair of lanky children with coal-black chasms for eyes. The soldier insisted that his first instinct was to slam the door and lock it, but he found that he was unable to act upon that impulse. That's another thing. You have that gut fear, but
we just got it frozen a bit.
Hey,
it's almost like we're like hypnotism almost, where they just kind of like, for some reason they just get they got you locked mentally.
Fear freezes you up.
Fear can freeze you, but at this point, the observers almost to the last don't notice the black eye. So you almost wonder is it. Well, my thought is like, is it just the natural empathy we feel for children? If it's a child knocking on your door late at night, I mean, a teenager's different, but if it's like a younger kid, you're going to be like, well, there's something fucking wrong. But the thing is, too, like this guy just said, his gut instinct was terror and to slam the door. So he wasn't thinking, oh, what's wrong with them? And then terror
he's like,
in.
I'm fucking out. And he's a Marine.
So it seems like it is something preternatural.
And we know Marines, they don't fuck around.
Generally speaking.
No.
That is not their way of dealing with things.
That's not what they do.
No, they're trained to
they're
not fear kids.
And a lot of shit,
the experience in vivid detail. And this is what he said. I couldn't take my eyes off their pitch black eyes. It was like they were sucking me in. I felt horrible and was suddenly frightened for my life. I needed to take immediate cover. They just stared at me with those goddamn eyes. Fair enough.
I mean, yeah.
And wanting to take immediate cover, as stated by a soldier in 2009 who had probably seen God knows how much combat.
That's a
because we've been in a near constant state of combat.
But for him
for the
to
last
feel
2
that,
decades.
that's a fucking whirlwind of emotions.
Yeah,
Where you're just like,
exactly.
I need cover, like immediately.
I took a quick look up and down the walkway to see if any other Marines were out, but there was nobody in sight. I turned back to the kids who I noticed had taken a step forward toward me. Shady little bastards.
Dude, big boot. Big boot.
I got the feeling like I was being hunted, like these kids were predators and out for their next meal or something. Instinct gave way to reason, and I decided to listen to that voice, and I shut the door and locked it.
Good for him.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
So, again, what we're noticing is a pattern, and that is the eyewitnesses we've dealt with so far did not give in. So
none of them have.
We'll bear that in mind, and we'll deal with the obvious implications
because
of that.
they're survivors, obviously.
Exactly.
As stated prior, Wolverines.
And now we're going to Wolverine. I mean, that's the ultimate cry of Defend America from Cold War incursion.
And Black Eyed Kids.
Exactly. So let's deal with how they deal with other fucking kids. It would seem that even other children are not immune to contact with these entities. And if this report is to be believed, they are even willing to get physical with those that are ostensibly their own age. The alarming account was posted by a 16-year-old male who had a run-in with a pair of BEKs outside of his home, in his own words. I was skateboarding at around 10:30 last night, and I had stopped to take a rest when I was approached by 2 kids. One with blonde hair and a baseball cap, and a skateboard painted all black on the bottom, and the other, slightly less intimidating, as he looked to be around 8 and had blonde hair also. He was wearing a Spider-Man shirt, and the older one spoke to me as my head was hanging low. And he said, "Hey kid, can you help us? We're lost and we need to use a phone. Can you take us to your house?" I looked up at them and immediately felt dread and despair. I stood up quickly, sensing something was wrong. You can use my cell phone if you want." The older kid seemed annoyed then and looked me in the eyes. It was then that I noticed they were all black, not any white that I could see. I said, "Hey, cool contacts, where did you get them?" "They're not contacts," he said flatly. I replied, "Yeah, well, sorry I couldn't help you guys out, but I'm going inside." I turned around and started to ride, but somehow the older kid caught up with me and grabbed my shoulder. "You will let us use your phone. We need to go inside, but we can't if you don't take us to your house." Wow. It was at that point I hit him in the face.
Oh, we have a contact.
You got a little contact.
Dude, we have fucking first strike is deadly.
Well, he committed the first strike. Blonde, black-eyed kid touched first.
God.
And
this kid fucking
Johnny
came back.
Skates much came
He
back
came
and
back,
said, boom.
yeah.
So
He should have fucking beat the piss out of the kid and taken a sweet all black fucking
you don't
paranormal
need this
skateboard.
evil We've dealt with evil artifacts.
Dude, do you guys
Yeah, but the
remember?
artifact might not be evil.
But do you remember the Vision double kick? It was the Vision skateboard that you could ride either nose or tail because it was the same thing with
Totally,
fucking fakes
of
in the bottom.
course.
This kid has a sweet paranormal Vision double kick.
It's true. You might be able to harness the powers of evil for your sweet
Dude,
shredding.
the fucking grinds, the backside 180 you can do in this thing.
Some
He's
people.
got the skateboard version of the Wraith car.
Oh, he does.
I think you know what we discovered?
Yeah.
The secret of Natas.
Yeah. Oh, fucking
The
not
most
not as
diabolical
yeah.
skater.
Natas or whatever.
Natas Compass. Natas Compass, right?
And according to Tony Hawk, the one that got all the babes.
Yeah, well,
They weren't looking for the
Oh,
blonde
if your
pretty
name
boy.
is Satan backwards, you're getting bitches and hoes.
Yeah,
yeah.
you're gonna be just there.
No offense to the bitches and hoes.
No,
no,
whatsoever.
thank you all for your
But he
service.
also had
We appreciate and love
a
you.
sweet satanic skateboard that he clearly stole from Black Eyed Kids because he took it that extra
Not as
Mark
common.
Stiller
Yeah.
step.
There you go.
All
All
right.
right. So he punches are what happens
All
after
right.
the punch.
Yes. All right, I'll read it in the first person. That's how we said it. "I hit him in the face and ran up the stairs to my house and shook for hours. Later, when I was on the computer, I looked outside my window and the kids were staring at the window."
Punch him again.
I know.
Just do
Fucking
it.
You can't
window.
go back outside at that point, though.
I don't know, man. Get a weapon,
And
a hockey
in
stick,
classic
a
parents
bat.
just don't understand fashion, I told my mother, and of course she didn't believe me.
Fucking lesson to parents.
yeah,
Listen
well,
to your fucking kids.
They never do. They never do.
I listen to my kids all the time because this is no one ever listened to me. No one gave a shit.
I know we're going to be the first generation
Yeah.
to listen. Let's hope it does them right.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it doesn't backfire.
It'll backfire on me. It's gonna
Every
backfire.
improvement one generation tries to make on the last,
Yeah, no, it'll backfire.
You
last
overshoot
generation,
it, I think.
Yeah, it gets
Yeah.
fucked
They're
up.
just gonna
Yeah.
stress me out, but whatever.
This is the first encounter, at least that I've come across, where there was physical contact between a BEK and a human being. Does this represent a trend of increasing physical violence that these creatures will employ to get their way, or is it merely a case of a weak individual getting bullied by one of these inexplicable entities? There's no really way of knowing
No.
it. It just, or this could just been normal bullies.
The contacts.
Yeah,
Contact
yeah,
lenses,
100%. There's
who
nothing
knows?
crazy
Yeah.
here, really.
Okay. These cases and scores of others have been reported from all across the globe with minimal variances. Some neglect to mention the olive skin, while other reports state that the black-eyed kids were dressed in fashionable clothes of another period.
Oh,
That's a whole new fucking wrinkle in
interesting.
time.
Oh, yeah,
like
that's
steampunk BKs.
Yeah, but I mean, are they like? Do they look like the fucking Brady
Yeah,
Bunch
like
or something?
the Amish pilgrims,
Yeah,
like
how far back do you go?
puritanical,
Do they have
uh,
Mayflower?
Do they got
Is
fucking?
it,
Yeah. Are there buckles in their fucking shoes?
Are they looking like fucking Isaac Newton with big puffy wigs?
Are they Dickens looking?
Yeah, but you know, if they are like the Brady Bunch, or dude, imagine if it's like there's some fucking kids all dressed from the fucking 80s, and you're like, oh fucking dude, you guys are into metal and
But
shit,
how do
and
you
they're
do
like,
like
let
mod
us
goth?
in.
Like those are two fashions that don't blend. Not
No,
as
but
so
if it's
damn
like an 80s
colorful and obtuse.
But if you think like 80s younger kids with like weird fucking jackets and slacks and shit and fucking, stupid
true.
hair.
I
and-
don't know, man. Maybe.
I mean, you guys were there. I don't know. I wasn't.
You were there. You were just
Well,
a
I mean,
baby.
I was-
Ish.
yeah, I was
You weren't
tiny.
really there.
No, not
You weren't
really.
sentient enough to experience
The 80s, yeah.
No.
Any
Yeah, I
more
wasn't.
than Chris and I were sentient enough to experience
the 70s, right?
Exactly. So, maybe it's a bunch of little kids in fucking leisure suits. There you go.
Indeed. All right. Most of these cases involve a pair of boys, but there are also reports of adult women and even one bizarre account by an elderly couple concerning a group of black-eyed teens that pulled in front of their house in a new van. I guess that's the upgrade from the all-black skateboard.
Yeah, really.
While a pair of BEKs attempted to gain access into their home, they spied the rest, both male and female, walking a dachshund in front of their house.
That dachshund?
A dachshund. A satanic dachshund.
Was a dachshund like a black-eyed dachshund?
Well, yeah.
They'd be
Okay,
adorable.
it would have to be.
Oh, I'd
Oh
be
my
so.
God, that's
How cute would that be?
Designer pets?
Dude,
Yeah,
I don't
black-eyed
know,
dachshund.
man. I'm not. No.
I'd punch the kids and take the puppins.
Yeah, but the puppins is going to be just as
If you
diabolical.
love the puppins, it will love you.
Did
how-
you ever watch? What's that? What's
What
that
the
movie?
fuck?
how
Hound
puppin-
of Hell or whatever that
that's how
made for
puppins
TV movie.
works.
When you get Satan
No.
puppies, it corrupts your whole family.
I don't know, man. All I'm saying is give the evil puppins a chance.
Yeah.
Little puppins.
At the risk of your children.
My kids will love the puppins too.
Yeah, and then turn evil out of diabolical allegiance to the insidious
That's how it
puppets.
starts.
You're jumping to conclusions.
They know what you want.
An evil
To
puppins.
people that love hamsters, you're gonna get black-eyed hamsters. And they're like, no, you gotta love the hamster, and then you're evil.
Oh, because of the hamster. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Black-eyed goldfish.
my idea might be flawed, but we'll see.
Black-eyed weasel.
Yeah, you're really putting a lot
weasel.
on the line, though.
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
All right. So presupposing this phenomenon is not only real, but increasing in frequency, we are forced to ask the most basic question. What are these beings? The query is as fascinating as it is frustrating, as black-eyed kids dwell in that enigmatic realm wherein only the most eccentric entities, such as the Jersey Devil, Mothman, or Grinning Men, are said to exist, seeming to carve their own unique niches out of distinct disciplines without clearly revealing their true genesis. So we're going to get into a bunch of theories.
All right,
but
cool.
people have gone from the gamut of extraterrestrial to obviously demonic to we'll get to all of them. But but much like say Mothman or Grinning Men,
It floats.
it floats.
It has that weird category.
Grinning Men are
yeah.
seen with aliens, but they're also seen
Right.
with monsters. They also seem to be demonic agents, according to some reports.
Dude,
so
fucking
Right.
and let's not take the vampire off the table.
and that's
Well,
one of the-
it's
that's where we're
leaning.
gonna go
It's
first.
leaning heavily
it
there,
seems
but
vampire.
we're gonna get there.
It does, but
Okay.
continue.
One of the most intriguing attributes assigned to BEKs is the fact that in each and every case, the observers have claimed to have an almost overpowering swell of fear when they came into contact with these beings, as we mentioned earlier. It's almost as if they instinctively knew that despite their innocuous appearance, they were not dealing with harmless children, but dangerous predators in disguise. The universality of this feeling in those who come across BEKs makes one wonder if they are triggering a sort of psychic response in their human prey, or if the people encountering these creatures are simply succumbing to instinctive fears like those experienced by many who run into, say, traditional terrestrial venomous predators like spiders or snakes. A lot of people, like I happen to like snakes. I don't love spiders.
I don't
I'm not
mind snakes,
terrified
yeah.
of them.
Right.
No.
But a lot of people, when they see things that are just intrinsically dangerous,
We have an instinct to get the fuck
yeah.
out of there. Yeah.
So that isn't necessarily something psychic or preternatural.
No,
but
it just
is a
survival.
inborn,
No.
built-in survival
just
instinct.
just seeing something you didn't expect to be there for a couple seconds gives you that gut.
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, even if it's
Panic.
a normal thing, it's just
Yeah.
something you
If
didn't,
you didn't
were
expect it
not
to be there,
expecting
yeah.
to be
Right.
there.
Totally.
Like a frog on your computer table. You walk in, you see that shit, you're like, the fuck did you come from?
Yeah,
Are
Okay.
you the devil?
frog on your computer.
Frog on your computer table.
It's not as good as Space Whale, but that's
All
going to be
right,
where the
you know,
stands.
we're gonna say that the old frog on the computer table.
is the thing that will give you pause, but in
Yeah.
a second you'll be like,
Go-
how did you get in
Yeah,
here,
what are
Mr.
you-
Frog?
you
What are you darling little
doing?
amphibian?
How-
You're going to go outside to a pond right now.
How dare you?
You silly little green puffle monks.
Do you stand your
Puffle
ground?
monks.
Do you pull your piece on the frog?
No, I love it and adore it because I love amphibians, and I take them outside to live a long and glorious
I know.
life.
You're not gonna fucking Dirty Harry the frog.
No, but I'm going to be freaked the fuck out when he's on the computer table.
right, well, I'm
hence
saying.
the point.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, if you stood your ground.
I will not dirty Harry a frog, sir.
Same.
I love
If you
frogs.
stood your ground.
Yeah, exactly.
I will dirty Harry house centipede though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in a
Or
heartbeat.
a silverfish.
Yeah.
I won't
Oh,
even dirty
Jesus
Harry them. I
Christ.
will shock and awe them. I will go apocalyptic. I will bring explosive devices, 5 cans
The
of
thing is
Raid.
though, is they're really weensy. I've never seen really big ones.
No, neither have I.
Like they're weensy,
But they're so goddamn primordial in the way they
they slither,
no,
yeah.
slithery way.
yeah, but silverfish can be inches long.
Did I ever tell you guys the story?
I have a sword for
If
that.
I- if I
house
did-
centipedes. I mean,
If I did tell you the story and I said it on the podcast, I apologize to our listeners. But my mom once was in a bathroom at my sister's house, her upstairs bathroom, and said, I found some baby salamanders, Rob. You got to come check it out.
Oh,
if she's done in the
no,
bathroom.
it was silverfish?
So I ran in there. I thought, why are it's the winter? None of this makes
It
sense.
was
I was, you know what?
silverfish?
I was ready to find a
Had it,
fucking
yeah.
frog on the computer table, but I was kind of excited. I opened it up. She had folded them in a towel like to protect them. It was silverfish. They had to die. Like I went Inquisition on their ass.
Oh,
like not even
no.
medieval.
Did you make
I
them
went-
love Christ?
I made them. I made them fucking renounce their evil ways.
you crucified him upside down.
Slow torture. I made them embrace a new lifestyle choice, and then I killed them so their souls could
Did you
ascend.
kill their families too? You should have.
If I could find
If you
them.
didn't, you're fucking up.
You did.
I wish I could.
You burned the
Yeah.
family tree.
Their
if
entire
their families
lineage.
were watching what I did to them, they made themselves scarce.
Yeah, fuck silverfish.
So yeah. Anyway, they're not baby salamanders, and my mom, bless her heart,
Is a silverfish wrangler, apparently?
She cannot identify amphibians.
No.
That we know. All right, well, let's get back. Let's get back to the point.
All right, almost there.
Okay, we are. We're getting really close here. All right. Another aspect worthy of note is that there is not a single account from anyone who has given into the requests of these black-eyed beings and actually allowed them into their home, car, or tent, like we said earlier. All accounts are the people at the last second. They're like, I'm trusting my gut.
Because if you let them
Door
in, you
slammed.
don't know.
Don't do it.
Exactly. When speculating as to why this is, it is difficult not to assume the worst. That being, those who do succumb to their demands either do not live to tell about it or are taken someplace where they are not able to. Both possibilities are appalling in their own way. So just the raw speculation has to be those that do give in, and probably a substantial amount must, if they have these kind of mesmer skills and other people are just sympathetic to kids. You never hear the story like, I let them in, they used the phone, called their parents for a ride, everything was fine.
They came in at midnight, took a shit, and left. That's it. They
You
were
know
like,
what?
thanks, ma'am.
They used the Lysol. They scrubbed the toilet.
those toys, the fucking
bathroom
toilet
looked
seat.
twice
Yeah,
as good.
there was no trace they were ever there.
Yeah, they had phantom shits. The fucking seat was put down. They were very respectful and politeful. They left. And they're like, thanks, ma'am. And then everything was good. No, that doesn't happen. You know why? Because it's not what they fucking do.
It's probably not what they do.
They don't got
Yeah, but you
shit.
don't
They're
know
gonna
that.
fucking eat you.
We don't know. But the thing is,
What if they would leave like bergamot candles behind?
what? A bergamot? What the fuck is that?
it's a Burgermeister candle.
Bergamot.
Oh,
No, I don't know what a Burgermeister candle
What's
is.
a Burgermeister
actually.
candle?
It's the scent. Tobacco and bergamot.
What the fuck is that? Are you a witch?
Yeah, really.
What is that?
I'm not saying I go to Bed Bath & Beyond a lot.
Where
And
do
love
you go to
clearly
bergamot
saying
candles.
Oh, wait a minute. There's one down the street.
Yes, there is.
Oh, man.
I'm there a lot.
Dude. Best Family Guy joke ever. My favorite part is the Beyond. I don't know why I love that, but I do because he just
It was pretty
he
funny.
floats away into fucking this
Yeah.
black, and he's like, "Hey," and black nothing or black
Back when
nothing.
it, was still clever.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Well, we can always dream.
I think we can, even though Chris is right when he says we don't know what happens. The fact that nobody ever reports the incidents.
Right.
You really have three options here. The two that I stated, which is they die,
Right.
they're taken somewhere, maybe some interdimensional zone.
Oh, you mean the ones
phantom
that
zone.
accepted?
The ones that
Okay.
accept
The deal, yeah.
the
Okay.
deal. Like
You
let them in
get
the car,
deal,
let them
come
use
into
the
your
phone,
tent,
do whatever.
come take a shit in the guest bathroom.
Or the third one being that somehow whatever happens is not resulting in mortal trauma, and they forget the incident.
Or
so there's nothing to report.
What if quite possibly you're assimilated? Ooh,
So you become a black-eyed individual. Like all of a sudden you're 43, but then you're suddenly 17,
Well, didn't they
lanky,
say that they
black-eyed.
saw? Didn't they say that they saw like a woman?
Very few accounts.
right.
Very few
Maybe
accounts.
she said, "Yeah, come on in, have some casserole," and guess what? Black-eyed kid got her.
Maybe they are transitioned sexually and age appropriately to become young, insidious, charming men.
We call that the phantasm.
Oh, like the dwarves?
Yeah,
the
they
slave dwarves
put
of
you
fucking Jupiter or
They
whatever.
put
In the
you
weird
in the
portal.
fucking
Yeah.
They put you in the container,
Yeah,
and then you
the
come
tuning
out,
fork portal.
and you're all fucked.
I hated that portal.
I
Oh, I hated
love that
sounds
portal.
so
It was
much.
so cool.
Oh, listen, I loved it too, but I
I hate it. Right.
Loved it.
Interdimensional, dude.
We
that
mentioned it
got
before.
so fucking sci-fi. It was
Oh,
awesome.
it totally. It
That's
was like a
not where I
straight
thought that was
zombie
gonna-
horror
yeah.
film, and it went
No.
epically sci-fi at the end. It was fucking phenomenal. All right, so let's just end this up here. Whether we're dealing with a genuine phenomenon, internet hoaxers, or prank-prone teens with black contact lenses, stories of black-eyed kids will no doubt send chills up the spines of old and young for generations to come. And if you ever run into one of these mysterious misanthropes, all I can say is tread very carefully and listen to your gut when it tells you to escape, because your life might depend on it. So this is the primer. Like we're saying, this is Black Eyed Kids 101.
Sure.
It goes deeper, and we're going to do that eventually, but we're just
we
introducing it.
have 2 or 3 books on this.
Yeah.
And I mean, I started one, and then I gave it to Rob because reading's not my strong point.
And it is mine, but as I've mentioned before, balls deep in text, which I
Balls
love. By
deep
the way,
in
I
books.
wouldn't have it any other way.
No.
Surrounded by books is. I'm like fucking Burgess Meredith in that Twilight Zone episode, except I don't need reading glasses.
I
so
need.
fuck off!
I enjoy.
So you can keep reading it.
Yes, I
Yeah.
can keep reading
You're not
regardless.
fucked.
I
Yeah.
enjoy a good audiobook. That's how I roll.
Yeah, I do too.
All the weird books that one would need to fucking read to keep up with this shit, though, like none of them are audiobooks, except maybe Mothman Prophecies.
Maybe. Well,
Yeah.
Hey.
All right, so let's break this down. And the first thing that a lot of people speculate might be goes back to what Chris was saying, and I think what you were thinking. It is perhaps the most peculiar, but yet somehow logical hypothesis, and that is that these creatures are, in fact, vampires.
The vampire.
The
Yeah,
vampire.
it's not peculiar because the lore is inviting you in,
Yes.
and
You have
so
to
it's not
be
really
invited
peculiar.
in,
Just
yeah.
that's just passed down lore.
So let's start here. Like the bulk of Black Eyed Kids encounters consist of youthful, usually dapper, they're always stylishly dressed, young men who employ hypnotic voices and mesmerizing black eyes to coerce their victims into doing their bidding.
Yeah,
That's
classic,
fuck.
yeah, classic vamp.
Yes. The other thing worthy of note is that they have displayed the evident inability to enter someone's property without being invited. Again, anyone that's seen Fright Night,
You got to be
classic,
invited, yeah.
you got to be invited.
But did that shit happen in like Twilight? Was you like invite me or I can't sparkle?
You're presupposing that we've actually watched fucking Twilight.
I mean, I know that. Well, I
Chris
think
and I actually
saw-
watched the first one,
Yeah,
but-
come on, you guys
Yeah.
did. It's
No,
fine.
just one, but
no,
it was-
it's you.
it was
You
horrible.
no, it's fine. You didn't invite me. That's no big deal because I watched it with my
I have
with my
no
wife.
idea. Like, why did we with my real? So Chris is my fake wife now.
No, I watched it with my wife.
Wow.
Yeah, with my current, my late. Well, because when
My late? What are you doing?
when I watched it, whether we weren't married yet.
Oh,
So she was my. Let's just stop.
soon to be wife.
Let's just stop.
No,
Let's
no,
wait
we're
for
gonna
him.
no. All of that's staying. By the way,
Jesus
you
Christ.
fucking miracle worker with your mouth.
All right. So Twilight aside,
Yeah.
yes, this does have hallmarks of all classic vamp activity.
Well, not the most classic
Well,
one, which is
fangs.
exsanguination and
Yeah,
fangs.
that's true.
But then
But-
again, who the fuck knows? Because anytime they're let in, that's when a vampire would do the nasty.
Yeah.
The fangs would fucking burst out, the blood would be sucked, and either the victim would be transformed or just turned into a lifeless husk.
All right. So vampires.
it's kind of-
we got them in the
Well,
mix.
you'd think there would be, if they were going to do this, they'd do this to people that wouldn't matter or weren't like on the books, because then there'd be these people would find empty houses and be like,
Right.
these belong to the Bergensteins,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden they're just not. They're
just not
gone.
there.
No
Right.
trace.
One thing that always happens is they're alone. Now, I agree with what Chris is saying. A Marine in a barracks on a military base.
Yeah.
That will be noted.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean,
That
I
will-
think most disappearances
I mean,
would be
Adele
noted.
might have been living alone out in the country.
Right.
Dude,
Singing shit.
Johnny Camps much. I
Right.
mean, who the fuck knows?
He
I
could have
mean,
just gone
If he's a
missing, yeah.
traveling outdoorsman that's willing to throw down a fucking tent at any old lake that he stumbles across,
Yeah.
then maybe he is a perfect candidate to disappear.
Yeah.
But they have to be let in. Like, it's funny, too. It's not just...
They need the permission, yeah.
It's cars and tents. It's not just your home, which has always been a
literally,
traditional...
how many people have been attacked in their tent by a bear? A bear does not ask permission; it just shreds.
Yeah,
and
no,
goes
the permission
forward.
thing's really
the permission
fucking
thing
weird.
is bizarre.
That becomes that's one point for the paranormal
And they
list.
want a ride.
But even home,
or,
like what makes the thing that makes our home a home is what? A piece of paper.
Yeah.
right.
Compared to a tent. So why would they be
even a car,
why would the
though. I mean,
paranormal be
even-
concerned
even
about
the
a piece
car.
of paper?
Why did Corey Haim have to let Edward Herman in a house? It wasn't not only his house, it wasn't his mom's house, it was their grandfather's house that they were staying in Lost Boys. So is it just
Well,
implied
yeah.
if you live there, you are...
Maybe it's a
Actually, it
matter
was
of
Jason,
maybe it's a matter of a barrier.
yeah, maybe,
If there's a barrier, I need you to tell me that I can come through the barrier.
If you're gonna do, then there's rules,
Right.
Like, so what are the rules then?
I mean, I don't know
They
enough
say
about
you have
vampires.
to. If somebody is just in some sort of shelter,
Yeah, I mean,
Of
I don't
any
know.
kind,
if it's a
Yeah.
fucking
there has to
lean-to,
be a rule.
If you're in a tree
Yeah.
fort in your backyard,
You got a fucking
does the
sheet.
vampire
If
need
you're
permission?
hanging a sheet up in your fucking backyard and you're behind it and they're like, let me in, and you're
Oh,
like, fuck you.
like one of those fucking like laundry line,
Yeah.
like, ghetto camping.
If you're,
Yeah.
if you're, if you're gonna Michael Myers yourself,
that would
behind
lend
there,
credence
yeah.
to the thing where if you're in your bed and you cover yourself with a blanket, then you're immune.
Exactly. You
Which,
can't,
by the way,
because
every
it's-
child subscribes to that theory.
It's a shelter.
can't
Yeah.
get me. Yeah, 'cause
That's
you
why
need
you're
permission
safe.
to get under these covers,
You're safe.
motherfucker.
And can I say this? I'm not going to digress too far. I just saw Child Story, Jesus Christ, Toy Story 4.
Oh, it was awesome. It was cool.
Yeah, it was haunting and terrible. But
Well,
those
yeah, it
horrible
was.
puppet fucks were very much like, and you. This, this
in
reference
the
will be lost to
in the-
anyone that has
in the fucking when they find Bo Peep. Yeah, in the,
when they
in the
find Bo
fucking
Peep.
yeah.
If you put them in red and white pinstripe suits and
Oh,
gave
they're
them butcher
terrifying,
knives
yeah.
and made them look a little more like Howdy Doody, that's what used to dance around my bed when I was a kid.
Oh wow, creepy.
Incessantly.
Like
And if-
dancing
Charlie
around your
McCarthy.
bed.
If a little, even yes, exactly,
Yeah,
piece
Tom
of me
McCarthy.
peeked out without the monocle, it would get chopped off.
Yeah.
Welcome to my
Really?
childhood. That's-
Dancing down. My mom used to say that she used to see devils dancing around.
Your
Really?
mom saw devils dancing around?
Yeah, but she's religious and weird.
Okay.
We're actually
well.
going to do a pod about personal experiences.
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah,
at
for
some point.
Patreon coming
So-
up. Yeah.
So we'll save that for
The
that.
dancing devil parade.
Yeah, weird.
It's great, Ma.
So
okay, so
we got
we got
vampires.
vampires. What else we got?
Another theory is lost souls. That these things are children, particularly, that died under, traumatic circumstances, and they're just sort of wandering the earth, kind of like, I suppose, any ghost that is supposed to linger. They
Right.
die under shady circumstances and don't know they're dead or
Right.
haven't figured it out. It's a theory that's hard to buy into, but
Well, you know what, dude? Vaccines are important. Fucking vaccinate your kids. There you go.
vaccinate your kids.
Yeah, seriously.
The thing is, though, it's the terror that these things inspire. It makes me think
Yeah.
that if these were, I mean, yes, if you see a black-eyed, half-dead kid wandering around, you're going to be freaked out. But most people
Yeah.
want to help fucking kids, and it seems like the terror that just exudes from them is something that is fundamental to their nature. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a little iffy on
It
that
could
one.
be. It could
Okay.
be.
All right.
Well, then that brings us to the diabolical.
Oh, the
Damone.
the devil. Never
Vic
taking the devil off the table.
Damone.
Again, rules though. The rules are. It really throws all of these.
Yeah, but
why?
I mean, what
Why
are
the rules?
Who's established the rules for demons?
I
mean,
don't know.
Why
Chris,
is
you're
there a
a
rule
demon
for
guy?
demons?
Oh, so you're saying it's not
Why?
what the rules are? Why would there be?
Why is there even a rule?
Maybe it's like a bet or like a shitty game, like fucking like they literally are like, all right, here's the deal. You can't go in unless they let you.
Right.
You have to ask permission. Oh yeah, you have to use your natural devil eyes. You can't
Oh,
show.
nice.
That's what I mean. It
Yeah.
doesn't make
You can
sense.
be handsome and
I mean, that
thin
sounds- that
and
sounds
dressed
cool.
really nice, but you've got to be devil-eyed, and you have to make them. You can use your mesmer voice, but you can't overdo it.
Right.
And whoever gets the most souls by the end of the fucking week wins the fucking prize.
Yeah, I don't.
If it is some
understand.
kind of demonic force, it just seems so weird that they're held back by permission. It just seems kind of bizarre.
Well, classically, they're held back by a lot of stuff, and then people like Ouija board. Ouija. the Ouija board.
Ouija.
It's like, don't do this. You're inviting something.
Right.
Where is that? Where's that rule?
Where's the invitation?
Why is that a rule?
You know, I almost
it was
think
goddamn Milton Bradley game
exactly
or whatever.
That
like,
rule came out of Peter Blatty, I think, William Peter Blatty's work, because when he wrote it into The Exorcist, which granted was based on
that could be
a
true,
St.
I guess.
Louis case of a boy some years earlier, and he might have used a Ouija board. I don't honestly know about that, but it would be very easy. The church has always found anything slightly paganistic to be threatening, and they just cite it.
Yeah.
If it's a porno magazine, it's dangerous. You're going to go to hell. You masturbate. You know,
Sure.
That's baby jizz that could be used to make another Christian, and you just fucking threw it all over a fucking box of Kleenex. You're going to hell. Ouija board, you're going to hell. This fucking Wasp album, you're going to hell. So
yeah, Blackie Lawless
completely
brought many people to hell.
Yeah, he did.
So, so the church doesn't hesitate to demonize objects.
But it started. I remember. I mean, like I said previously, 5 minutes ago, my mom's pretty religious. They are religious people.
Yes.
And I remember we had a Ouija board. I remember playing it at my house, at my aunt's house when I was young.
Yeah, we had one too.
Weird, yeah.
Probably under 10.
Sure.
And
Wow.
if there was any way, I feel like this wasn't an issue.
Like a 10-year-old Chris would have let Blackie Lawless in.
I mean, there's no way. I mean, she believes a lot of stuff.
Right.
But apparently she didn't believe that, or maybe now she does. Like, why were we able to do
Or
that
maybe
then?
she hadn't come across it yet, though you would think just watching The Exorcist,
Yeah.
she must have.
It just wasn't
think,
right.
yeah.
That wasn't a thing for her, apparently.
Odd.
But
But
apparently it was.
But yeah, you're right.
For a lot of people.
There's no... The only thing that really lends itself towards, I guess, a demonic origin for these things is the fact that people feel terrified and that nobody has been able to, for whatever reason, report allowing them in. But really, they don't do anything shady.
No.
I mean, they do art. That's completely wrong. Everything they do is shady.
it's all
but
shady.
they don't do
but-
anything violent.
Right.
Or,
I know what you mean.
They're not battering through doors. They're not smashing the windows and crawling through and saying,
No.
"I will shit here."
Yeah. I have shat in your
I am
fucking-
not asking again.
Yes.
Yeah, I just shit. Enjoy my shit.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'm
Which
already
sounds
here.
a lot more like what a demon would do.
Yeah.
Enjoy my shit.
Limited
Demon,
appraisal
yeah.
of such things.
A demon's like, I just shit in your face. You're going to enjoy it, love
Yeah.
it, eat it, be it.
But no,
Wow.
Bye.
historically, there's something you have to do that is perceived as an invitation
Yes.
or an
Right.
opening.
Which I suppose is, I guess, a nod to the omnipotence and all-powerfulness, same thing, I guess, of
Right.
God. Where, like, you got to let me in. You listen, he's not going to let you do some shit, but
Yeah.
you got free will.
No, I
So
know.
if you're going to open the
All
door,
right. Well, you know
you're
what?
fucked.
We've got demon firmly planted on the
The
table.
weirdest
I would not say firmly.
theory.
All right. Well,
The,
it's
weirdest
there.
theory is the human-alien hybrid.
And this is my favorite.
This comes from
This is my favorite.
Of course it is.
examples given by mostly female abductees, alien abductees, and some men too, where they were introduced to children that they felt were half theirs. Like, obviously, there's like super invasive procedures, especially in gray abduction scenarios, where, you know, reproductive parts are taken out and la la la. So,
They just like remove your dick and balls?
no, sperm and eggs.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, why? What do you do with
Yeah,
that?
no, I don't mean the organs, but like
All right.
The stuff
the
that makes
mechanics.
babies.
Yeah.
All right.
And then like some months later they're abducted
Chicken
again
balls.
and they end up holding onto a child that looks like its skin's a little bit gray but also a little bit pink. They have really shitty like Hiroshima head, like sparse hair. So basically what they look like is half human, half gray.
Okay.
With big dark eyes, but sometimes the eyes are the same size and almond-like shape as grays, but like have irises and whatever.
Right.
Sometimes they're black-eyed kids,
All
for
right.
lack of a better term.
All right.
And these people are like, this is my baby. The aliens showed me my baby. The aliens took my baby away. I got no baby.
The alien
took my baby away.
So there's never that one case where that girl's like, yeah, no, they said I could keep her. And
Yeah,
I'm
the
doing
poor
it.
kid. Where's that? Is that kid even in like UPK? Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, listen.
Is there a kindergarten for alien hybrids?
Nobody knows
Probably
what they're
not.
doing. Nobody even knows why they would want to. You would think it would be polluting their blood in lines with us. basically hairless apes that love war and fucking.
Yeah, but you know that M. Night Shyamalan twist. They're like,
Yeah.
they need the past
They
DNA
need
to...
exactly.
Didn't we
do
learn about
some
didn't
sort
we
of-
learn about this in
Us
Predator?
in the future, then they might need us to sort of revitalize
They
their immune
fucked
systems.
something up.
They
Yeah,
fuck something up.
exactly.
And they need to repurify the bloodline. And you know what? They're not going to use any of their advanced, super scientific ways to do it.
They're
They're
gonna
going to
come-
steal an egg, or they're going to directly have sex with you, like fucking Johnny Dubno there, Vlad, who
Oh yeah.
almost porked his way into ending his marriage. So, so anyway, that's a theory on the table. Those
right.
are the main theories. I think the one that holds the most weight, though I'm not putting all of my stock behind it, is the vampire.
Yeah, I really do like the
Sadly,
alien.
I agree.
Yeah, I want
Sadly.
to. I really want to fucking dig my heels with the alien hybrid, but
That is
I've
really
got
a
nothing.
stretch.
It is a super stretch.
I've almost got more. I almost got more demon than I got hybrid.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, really, it seems like vampire, but
Lore-wise,
Except
Lore-
for
yeah.
the one key thing,
there's a lot of...
exsanguination. There is
yeah.
no real
Yeah.
attack or bloodletting.
Well,
or,
now-
or
well-
there's no cases of... And then
You don't know because
my brother
there
Bill,
was
who-
not a successful one.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's why you don't know. You
You're
can't.
right.
You can't
the
say
successful ones don't get reported.
Yeah.
But
The
skeptically,
shitty ones get reported.
skeptically speaking, though, we can obviously go to and again, I'm not trying to shit on anyone's Halloween parade here. Who I know I'm not.
Halloween shitter.
I won't do that.
Halloween shitter.
We obviously, as we had mentioned, Hot Topic, before, like back in the day, that was fucking huge. Where everyone's like, "Oh, look at my fucking weird contacts. I'm so bizarre. I love Rob Zombie." And then everyone's fucking,
Yeah.
skulking around the fucking mall. Chris and I at one point
It was a
had-
lot of the white ones or the
Yeah,
bluish.
but I
the white
definitely-
ones.
ultra
Yeah.
blue.
I've
Yeah, those
definitely
are popular.
seen some that you're just like, all right, you're Glenn Danzig, I get it, like whatever.
Right.
But like Chris and I think more than one or twice, remember we had to walk through a fucking pile of Cenobites in front of fucking Hot Topic. And literally, Chris, we're walking, and Chris goes, "Oh, God damn it, Cenobites again!" And I'm like, and we had to like walk through this big group of people with
I
their,
know.
and which is cool. I mean, if you're a goth and you got trip pants and you got weird hair and you look like
It was-
fucking
it was
Al,
just funny.
Al Jorgensen from, or what is it, Al Jorgensen from fucking
yeah.
Ministry. Cool, man. I'm glad that's your
Yeah, it's
trip,
good
and I
on
fucking
you.
hope you
Of
enjoy
course.
it. But I have seen people look at goth. Do you remember Goth Night at the Haunt?
I surely do.
So there would be like a hardcore show in the
Oh,
afternoon.
man.
Kick out the normies.
Dude, there'd be like I saw one day, I saw Earth Crisis, and then I saw fucking like Mephistopheles, and then there was like some fucking I see a ship in the harbor, weird fucking goth night with all these fucking people, just fucking goth to the fucking tits, and it was cool, like good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. Nice boots.
So-
I respect it.
all right.
But I'm just saying,
Listen.
hypothetically speaking,
Your-
there is an explanation
Your
for this.
diatribe is getting to this point.
Wow.
Which
It
is,
could happen.
Kids in black contacts being kind of creepy could have happened in the real world.
I blame Marilyn Manson.
yeah. That's
And I
true.
blame Hot Topic, and I blame the 90s in general.
all of that is a fair indictment.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that
All
was a
of it.
prelude to.
Yeah.
No, it's set up for this. It is possible. And it is also possible, but this one I'm a little more skeptical about because even when I wrote the original article back in like April of 2011, it still wasn't a, ubiquitously known paranormal phenomenon. Now it's just
it's huge now. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's
gigantic.
the
But then
deal.
again, it's been another decade since then.
Right.
So to think that somebody would have stumbled across Bethel's account and said, you know what, I got black contacts. I have stylish clothes. I can ask some random adult for something stupid and see if they let me do it because I want to perpetuate this
Right.
mythology and make it a phenomenon
Yeah.
that in 2 decades' time is going to be a hot button fucking paranormal subsect.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening, that part. I mean, I can see it being faked and I can see legitimately how you could do it because they're just basically creepy kids, but I would be more inclined to think people were faking their online reports than there were groups
Yeah.
of
I can totally see
hot
that.
topic teens fucking skulking around and trying to
Dude,
perpetuate
I don't
this
know,
myth.
man. It really, all it takes for everything you described is a pair of black contacts.
Yeah, really.
Well, in
the era of creepypastas, like people just
no, if you have black contacts,
Yeah.
and
I mean,
you
that's
don't
all
happen to be
you have.
overweight, and you happen to be in a pair,
I mean, you've got fucking, you've
All
got
you need is two guys,
Yeah.
2 sets of contacts, some decent clothes. You're lucky if you're of Italian and or Middle Eastern ancestry,
Thank you.
and then have at it, I guess.
Dude, you got the Slenderman, you got the fucking
That's a whole different breed of fucking
but-
crazy cat.
I'm saying you got the Slenderman, you got the pastas, you got the Hot Topic, you got the fucking Marilyn Manson.
But you didn't have any of that in 98.
The Manson.
In 98?
98 you had Manson, but you didn't have creepy pasta, and you didn't have...
There was definitely 98. There was creepy stories all over the place.
Oh,
that.
no, all right. I just meant that
Not
specific site.
actual creepypasta.
Yes,
not
obviously
the
there were
creepypasta,
urban
but-
fucking legends. I
Yeah,
didn't
but
think
I
they were
mean,
born in the
98,
21st
the
century.
internet, there was definitely like creepy shit floating around all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm just saying,
But there was not
skeptically
like a
speaking,
cohesive mythology.
no.
making
And
no,
let's
there
not
definitely-
no, there
forget
definitely
the
was not.
launch of Hot Topic, because that changed the fucking game. All of a sudden, everyone's fucking ooky spooky all the time.
Ooky, spooky.
But you know what, though?
Wow.
I'll tell you what. At one point, they had a fucking bomb selection of like hate breed shirts. That I was like,
No,
holy
they
shit,
had some
I can
good
get,
shirts.
I can get
Yeah.
like, I can get like Maiden, hate breed, agnostic front, and fucking creator
I
all
might
in
have
one
gotten a
fucking
Ramon
spot.
shirt there.
Yeah, and then they got comics, but there's like chains and shit and spikes and all kinds of bizarre pants. This weird accoutrement.
There
on.
was Cenobite jackets.
Cenobite jackets.
It's easy to judge. I thank God that shit wasn't around when I was young, because
I know.
I remember
That is true.
I
Because
was,
you'd be weird.
I was
You'd
17
be even weirder than you are.
in London, and I went into a bondage and submission store in Piccadilly Circus in the red
you
light
walk
district.
around with a ball gag
I
in your
went
mouth?
in there, dude. They had whips hanging and masks, and I was just looking for
Perfect.
basically a gauntlet and a spiked dog collar, and this like adorable like little British girl was
I
like,
love it.
"Oh, we have a fine selection of beating implements and whatnot. What is it that you're looking for?" I can't do a British accent or a girl voice, and I was like, "Oh, I'm just basically looking for a spiked gauntlet and just some metal shit." And she's like, "Oh, we have plenty of that."
Oh, wow.
It was
Metal
awesome.
shit.
You should've got-
Ironically, I brought my 16-year-old sister at the time with me, and I said, "Just wait here." And when I came out of the store with my sweet, sweet spiked gauntlet, she was being surrounded by, I shit you not, sailors, probably about to head off to fucking Berkeley Square.
No, all hitting
because
on
she
goo?
was standing on a street corner in the red light district of London. So she thought
your
she was
sister would. Oh,
so I
no.
come up like a fucking a pimp with really bad business skills and be like, "The fuck."
As you're looking
with
at
your
bondage,
spiked gauntlet.
Yeah, with your
Yeah.
gauntlet and your collar.
In
wow.
my sweet fucking trench coat,
All
my
right.
fucking mohawk.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So I guess
Those were the days.
I guess we already
I
kind
know.
of stated it. I mean, obviously, skepticism aside,
Oy, oy, oy.
I guess it's a vampire. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
No, listen. The evidence is
No,
is
I
too
think we all
sparse.
agreed on vampire,
Yeah, it's too
though,
sparse.
right?
No,
I think
we all agreed that it the most closely resembles the lore of what a
Okay,
vampire
but are
Chris
we
said
all
is-
leaning towards fucking Hot Topic Mall Rat? Is that what we're doing?
But it seems like it could be. It could
Okay.
very
And
much
who's to
be.
say? I mean, if
Did I shit in the Halloween
if
parade?
it's a young demon, maybe it would have the same bad taste as young humans. Not even bad taste. I mean, it's fine taste. It's
bad. We
I
all
mean,
know-
it's
we all
better
know
than
it.
Old Navy, I guess. But fucking
Hey, I got some shorts from there. They're
listen,
nice.
we all do. It's part of the curse of being a man.
Well, yeah.
But what I'm saying is, who's to say that they can't both be dumb kids and diabolical? Who's to say that it can't be paranormal youth just fuck-alling around?
Paranormal
Is
youth.
this the paranormal youth gone wild? Really? Is that what we're gonna do?
I mean, are we not going to at least entertain that notion?
It
The
could
Lost
be.
7 Seconds
The Lo-
album. Paranormal youth.
Paranormal youth. Oh, that's great.
We're
That-
doing stuff. We're doing things. I have no falsetto because I'm still sick after doing
man,
once. But
I wish 7 Seconds was still around. They broke
Love
up.
7
I know. I
Seconds.
love
Yeah, they're
7
great.
Seconds too. Fuck. Anyway, god damn it, I got fucking sad.
yeah.
Shit. All right. So yeah, maybe it's misspent paranormal youth.
Yeah.
You know, they're just like, hey, fucking, let me
funny,
in.
man.
They give them,
Yeah.
what? Did straight edge kids give themselves arbitrary rules that made it harder for them to do the simple things all kids want to do, like, I don't know, fucking party? Yes, they did, because it gave them purpose. So maybe these fucking paranormal youth are giving themselves
paranormal,
arbitrary.
straight
They
edge
want to eat humans. They want to steal their souls, but it's like, you got to let me in. You gotta fucking, you have to buy my shtick. I can't hide my fucking demon eyes. I can't just look like, they're not doing like those big-eyed paintings of like innocent kids to like, let me in. I'm really scared,
right,
sir.
right.
They have to do the black eyes, and they're doing it. Why? to make their lives harder and to fucking
I feel like
prove a point.
That's against what they want to do.
Yeah, it is totally against what they want to do.
Generally, the rebellion doesn't be like, let's make it harder
Yeah,
for us
let's
to
make it
do
hard.
this.
Let's get a job and pay a mortgage and responsibility.
I'm not saying that straight edge kids didn't buy what they were doing at the time.
Yeah, sure.
But they were going against their gut instincts, which are to procreate because they're post-pubescent and to maybe not to lie,
I don't know,
but why
man.
not? No, I've known enough straight edge kids, and you know what? Most of them did not remain straight edge adults.
No, like 90-something
99
percent.
point
No,
whatever.
we actually all know a bunch of them that still. No,
You do, you really?
No, we don't.
Do
Shit.
you really?
Whatever.
So I'm saying
Hey,
this
look
is
at-
the straight edge of paranormal youth that were just making life hard for themselves for no good
Okay.
fucking
Okay.
It's
reason.
straight edge ghosts.
Are you straight edge ghosts? They all died
Or
in the
demon
pit.
babies.
They all died
I
in
don't
the
feel-
pit.
I
They all
don't-
died in the Earth Crisis pit.
So every child that ever died in the pit
Yeah.
Why did they?
was reborn as a black
Because
eyed kid.
they
now it
heard,
just hit
they
me.
heard Gomorrah
All right.
Season's End, and then they all
Do we
fucking
have any
start cutting.
stats
So
on
it
pit
was-
death?
No,
Really
I-
young kids that get crushed
sadly.
at Earth Crisis pits.
Yeah,
Because
there
they
you
just
go.
climb over people.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hung out exclusively with straight edge kids, exclusively.
You did.
What? Because you wanted to have no fun whatsoever?
No, I had tons of fun with them.
Really?
I would smoke and drink and do drugs, and they wouldn't. I always had to ride home, and they were all super cool, and we're still close friends. I don't think any of them. No, a couple of them are still straight edge, but all right. There you go. Fucking Gomorrah
Wow.
Season's End. There you go. Fucking a
Seems to
firestorm
wrap it up pretty
to
tight.
purify.
We might have a different theory when we start presenting the more modern accounts, but
Maybe.
in terms of our basic inspection of this phenomenon,
Totally.
this is where I stand.
All right.
Paranormal kids
Man, I
are
wanna
just
hear-
as big a dick as normal kids.
wanna
Yeah,
hear
it's
Earth
Vamps or
Crisis now.
Paranormal Youth.
Yeah.
The Lost 7 Seconds
Paranormal
album.
Youth, the Lost 7 Seconds album. Thank you for joining us for the Kryptonaut Podcast. Instas, Twitters, Facebooks. Check us out there.
Vice.
YouTube. Thank you to all of our YouTube
Oh,
listeners
geez, I
who are
know.
just waiting for us to comment and like
No,
your...
I've been going on there and
Oh, you have?
On YouTube?
subtly, day by day, adding more comments.
Really?
Like sometimes
to-
3 or 4
wait,
months late.
Wait, to our YouTube
Jesus
channel?
Christ.
I go to our YouTube channel, and when people have said things about, I don't know, ancient pods like 4 or 5 months ago,
forget about
I go
it.
back and say, right on. Or I also agree. Or what you said
Right on.
I say
Really?
things like, right on.
really was pretty sage.
Okay.
I try to interact. Now maybe it's too late. Maybe they
Did you see the
left
one,
YouTube.
the one,
Oh
the
my
one
God,
person that
YouTube,
always
I forgot.
comments
Right.
like I forgot what they comment like me and my grandfather are gonna jewel this or we're gonna jewel this to the dome or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I
that
remember
person
that. That
fucking
was
writes
fucking
it constantly.
funny.
Thank you for writing that. Yeah. So YouTube is the thing. We got it. It's there.
Yeah.
Podcasts are there. Patreon.com/Kryptonaut Podcast. $1 get you a shout out. $5 will get you some bonus audio. Thank you all that support us.
Yes.
It's
Thank you
awesome.
so
We
fucking
have a
much.
bunch of new people that joined this past
Yeah.
couple
Oh,
weeks.
snap.
So
Yeah, don't think it's weird, like, if I just randomly throw a comment on you're like, what are you doing? Sometimes I randomly just reach it and comment. It doesn't
Yeah,
mean
it
anything.
on Patreon.
No, on our fan page on
Oh, the
YouTube.
Facebook page. Yeah. Why people think it's weird when you do that?
No,
Oh,
but just
okay.
don't think it's weird if I just randomly pick one that I see
Okay.
and just
And at least
sprinkle some spice.
Oh, all
thrice
right,
weekly,
all right.
I
It doesn't
try to
mean
get on our
it
fan
doesn't.
page.
It doesn't mean anything.
I can tell when you're on our fan page because my Facebook notifications is blown up with activity from Rob Morphy.
There you go.
It's like, this is what Rob did, and like he's just there. You're there putting
Yeah,
the work.
you're not
Some-
there on a week, and then all of a sudden there's like 37,
Yeah,
and like
then I
yeah.
try to
Rob
do.
went on Facebook today.
Yeah. Rob's playing catch up.
It's rare. I know. But
Also,
I try.
T-Public, hellerspace.com will get you to
Do
our
we have new
T-Public
t-shirts
shop.
coming?
We do not yet, but we will.
Fucking sure as
They
hell
are
will.
not. But listen, they're not there yet.
There are at least 2 complete designs that are fucking awesome, and there is one that is
Okay.
really close.
It will be done soon. We have pins, magnets, stickers.
And again, if you guys want some designer weird like Falkville Metal Man or whatever the fuck else
let
we've
us know.
done,
We can do some shit. We can make it happen for
because
the,
maybe I've gone out of my way to draw every one of them.
All right, listen. You let us know what you want to see, but yes, the pins and the magnets are new, and we have recently activated the stickers. Thank you all so very much for joining us. We appreciate it, and keep it spooky.
Keep spooky.
Talking to you soon.
Spooks.
Oh,
See you later, bye.
Spooky.
Fucking punk ass
Spooky ass
kids.
spooks.
Doesn't matter if they're
Spooky.
human or not. They're going to be wasting their time and their money at
Wasted
a mall.
paranormal youth.
Yeah.
Wasted paranormal youth.
Yeah. God.
Truth.
Fucking kids, those probably just assholes, though.
Dude, they're
I
kids. We
know.
were assholes too.
I
I
know.
don't judge kids for being assholes. When you're smart enough to be
I
as
do.
smart as you're going to be the rest of your life, but have none of the experience you're going to
All
gain
right,
through the
all
rest of your
right,
life, you're going to
whatever.
be a douche. That's okay. The province of youth, paranormal or otherwise.
We'll be talking to you.
I know. Bye.